Usually in videos I'll talk about how different trucks or things work, but today I actually just want to talk about how awesome this little board rides. So these trucks are kind of like, they're pretty similar to the old early Other Planets before they were being sold, and the fact that they don't have any resistance and they have a similar sort of mechanism in them. But here we've tried to make a nice little super carver. So I've put it on this little flat deck, and it's got about a 16.5 inch wheelbase, and we've given it a little bit of like a TKP geometry, and this thing just is just incredible. Feels so nice and rippy. So it's got that looseness of not having any bushings or resistance, but it's still got some really good control. I might have overdone it with how it's got a flat spot that you can put into it, kind of like the early OPs. So it's kind of got a stable center, and I rounded that off to make it more edge to edge. And I might have gone a little overboard because I don't think you'd want to bomb a hill with it, where normally you might be comfortable on a short little board like this. But it's not too bad. So the deck's just flat, and so some concave is definitely probably the next thing that's going to need, but I can still just pump it. So yeah, it's pretty sweet. So one of the awesome things about this board here is just how light it is. So the entire setup is under 4 pounds. And part of the reason for that is because it has a stringer setup where it's made of 2 pieces of 1/4 inch Baltic birch. And this stringer is only 3 inches wide. So it's a super minimalist thing, and you couldn't make a deck construction like this for a real full-size deck. It's only going to work for these small little mini cruisers. But this deck right here, it's a little bit bigger than that one. This deck is just over 1 1/4 pounds, just barely, and that's nothing. This thing is so light. So as soon as I make sure that I like this size, I'm going to be making a press for this that's got a little bit of concave on there and a little bit of a tail. So what I've done differently is, so this one's about 16.5 inch wheelbase, and this is going to have an 18 inch wheelbase, 7 inches wide, 7.5 inches wide, and I've added a little bit of a tail on there as well. But aside from that, they're the exact same profile. I just blew it up. I'm hoping for, I don't know how aggressive I want to go with the concave, but I'm going to try to press it with a stringer on there, so I can keep the stringer design. But that makes pressing it more complicated, and I'm trying to use a vacuum press, which doesn't have the most pressing force. So I think I'm going to be pretty conservative and only do maybe a little over 1/4 inch of concave, and I'll try to be as aggressive as I can with the tail. So it might end up being something where there's more concave in the front and it kind of shims, it kind of disappears near the rear a little bit more, so that there's less interference for putting the tail in. But we'll see what I can figure out for that. But anyway, I just wanted to share this because I'm just so excited about how well this board is working and how good it feels. And I'm hoping this project goes somewhere, but if not, I'll at least have this thing. So there we go. Longboard technology over and out.